Okay, I think we're live. Welcome to the Larson Health Podcast, where we bridge the science, nutrition, and functional medicine to help you heal from the inside out. I'm Kim Larson, certified functional nutrition coach, fast like a girl coach, and founder of Larson Health Weight Loss. Happy Halloween weekend, everyone. I'm so excited for Halloween. Here we talk about real health for transformation and how food fasting and lifestyle can change your hormones, your metabolism, and longevity. So let's start with something that might shock you. Right now, about 1 in 3 adults in the United States have some form of fatty liver disease. Many don't even know it. And here's the part that surprises people most. It's not just from drinking alcohol. It's increasingly showing up in people who rarely drink at all, right? So that's 1 in 3 adults have fatty liver disease. So according to the Journal of Hepatology and the National Institutes of Health, cases of what used to be called non-alcoholic fatty liver disease have more than tripled since the early 1990s. Globally, we're talking over 1 billion people now living with what's now officially renamed as the metabolic dysfunction associated steatotic liver disease, or MASLD, MASLD. There was a change in name because scientists finally recognized that the non-alcoholic label didn't reflect what was really driving it. The cause wasn't abstinence from alcohol, it was metabolic dysfunction. Too much sugar, too much insulin, too much inflammation. A 2023 study in the Lancet Gastroenterology and Hepatology put it plainly. Fatty liver is now the liver's version of metabolic syndrome, a marker that your body is no longer processing energy efficiently. So let's talk about this, right? I mean, this is why with uh, with eating all the processed foods that I keep talking about, and it doesn't mean that you can't occasionally have a cookie or have like I love salty crunchy, so sometimes I have organic potato chips that are made in avocado oil. I but I don't have that on a regular basis. It might be once a week, and I work out on a regular basis so that I can flush out the toxins. But you have to eat whole foods. So meaning you eat protein, you eat vegetables, eat whatever kind of vegetable you like. Try to get whole grains. So whole grains, a lot of people say whole grains. What are whole grains? So whole grains are beans. Beans are really high in fiber. And fiber is efficient for getting out the plastics that are in your body, getting out all the junk that's in your body. So, some people like, oh, beans are so high in carbohydrates. I tell you what, eat beans. They really will help drag out processed foods. And if you're not eating the processed foods, you're going to feel so much better. So make sure that you are cutting out the refined, the SpaghettiOs and the raviolis and the soda pops and alcohol and anything that is highly processed. Get it out of your diet. It doesn't mean that you can't occasionally have a glass of wine or tequila with some club soda and lime juice, a skinny margarita, but you really want to pare it down. I can tell you that I might have about 6 drinks in a year. I just don't drink that much anymore, but I occasionally do. So, but it's not. I might have 1 drink. I think we had book club recently, and I had 2 small glasses of wine. So it wasn't even equal to 1 full glass. So let's talk about the real story here. We're living in a time where sugar has replaced alcohol as the most common liver toxin, right? Sugar has replaced alcohol as the most common liver toxin. So let's talk about what's really happening inside your liver. The liver is your metabolic powerhouse. It filters toxins, stores nutrients, it makes bile, It balances blood sugar and produces hundreds of enzymes that keep your metabolism humming. But when your body is constantly flooded with sugar, refined carbohydrates, and ultra processed fats, your liver gets overwhelmed. Excess glucose that can't be stored as glycogen is turned into triglycerides, fat, and stored inside your liver cells. And first, this might seem harmless, but over time, fat droplets build up, crowding the liver cells and triggering inflammation. That's why even just going for a walk, go for, like they say, 10,000 steps a day, go for 5,000 steps, start somewhere, go for 2,000 steps, start somewhere, go for 10 minutes after every meal, just go for a 10-minute walk. Hopefully you have a dog or even a cat, go for a walk with them. Just get out of the house. Even in the winter, dress accordingly and go for a walk. The body tries to heal the damage. It forms scar tissue, which we call fibrosis. So, and if this is left unchecked, this can progress to cirrhosis, liver failure, and even cancer. So you really have to watch what you're doing with your body and take care of it. I mean, there are people who are dying from this stuff in their 50s and 60s, and it's just crazy. You've got to take care of your health. And here's the thing, this process can begin decades before symptoms appear. You might feel fatigued, maybe sluggish, maybe you're inflamed, or you have difficulty losing weight long before a blood test ever reveals elevated liver enzymes. So you need to watch this early. In 2022, the Journal of Clinical Investigation published data showing that even a small accumulation of fat in the liver can impair insulin sensitivity throughout the entire body, meaning fatty liver isn't just a liver problem, it's a full body metabolic problem. This is why I tell my clients your liver is the front line of your metabolism. When it's overloaded, everything slows down. Your fat burning, your hormones, your energy, even your brain clarity. So, what's driving this epidemic? If we zoom out a little bit, three things are happening simultaneously. First, our diets have changed more in the past 50 years than the previous 5,000 years. Think about all the fast food junk out there, right? You got the McDonald's and the KFC and the um, Burger King, and I don't know. I can't even think of all the fast food places that are out there. And people think it's harmless to just go grab a quick bite and they think it's affordable. Well, you'll spend $10 there, but you can make yourself a really healthy meal for $8 or $7. I mean, it's amazing that the healthcare workers are some of the most unhealthy people out there because their lunchrooms or their cafeterias don't have healthy food. They have a bunch of processed fried chicken nuggets, or they have, pasta with whatever's in it. I mean, hydrogenated whatever. It's all garbage food. I would when I worked briefly for healthcare, I would bring my own lunch and I would have it in a glass container, and I would heat it up, or I would just have it cold so that I wouldn't have to microwave it. And I might have chicken with broccoli, or I might have we just my husband just made pulled he just pulled some chicken, so we roasted it and then we pulled it apart and we had it with some spices in there, and then I added it with some green beans or a salad, or we had some broccolini left over, or we had some Swiss chard left over. And so we sauteed that up with some garlic and olive oil. It's delicious. It is so, so good. We just made some chili. My husband made chili. I shouldn't say we made chili. I made some gluten-free cookies. They are low, they're not even made with sugar. So because we're having a Halloween party tonight, and so I made some ghosts and some bats and some uh there's some crisps, there's all kinds of cookies, but they're all gluten-free, grass-fed butter, gluten-free. The flour is made with like beans, and it's all natural. And it's amazing that you can make these cookies and they're delicious. Now I am putting a frosting on there, and I tried to find the best that I could find, but there's not a great frosting out there. So I got a new business idea to make some frosting that's not. I can put it in a tube and sell it all across America. That's a healthier version. Speaking of, I'm doing a new skincare line, and it's going to be all natural, organic skincare line. That's what I've been using on my face. My face isn't breaking out anymore. It's glowing. I'm just looking at my skin. I'm like, it is amazing. I'm 57 years old, and I cannot believe what this new skincare is doing for my skin. I don't want to go get Botox. I don't want to go do facial surgeries. I want to do this naturally. So I'm doing facial exercises, and I've got this new skincare line where I'm doing a serum, I'm doing a facial cream, and I'm doing a body balm because winter's coming and our hands get so dry, and you just need to make sure that you keep that body butter on you. So let me continue. The average American now consumes over 60 pounds of added sugar per year, and nearly 20% of the daily calories from ultra processed seed oils. Second, we're moving less than ever. Sedentary behavior, even in people who exercise occasionally, is linked with higher liver fat independent of body weight. And third, our circadian rhythms are broken. Late night eating, disrupted sleep, and constant stress raise cortisol and insulin levels, which keep the liver in a fat storing mode 24/7. This is like you got a 7-Eleven and your liver is just, building up on that fat storing mode, and it's turning your body into an unhealthy place. You've got to make sleep like this religious thing. Like, I try to go to bed, I start washing up at around 8:30. I might read a little bit because I'm in a part of a book club, so I'll read for a little bit, but I am like zonked out by 9:30. I don't get much reading done because I'm so tired. But I wake up at like 4:35, 5:30 in the morning. I do try to go back to sleep. Like this morning, I slept until just before 7 o'clock, which was amazing. I love I love that I can sleep until that late because it doesn't happen very often. So, a 2021 study from the University of Chicago Medicine found that simply shifting meal timing, finishing your dinner earlier, and extending the overnight fast reduced liver fat accumulation in just 4 weeks, even without calorie restriction. So, this is why I believe in fasting. So, what I try to do is I eat my breakfast. I'll eat my breakfast after. I haven't even eaten today. I've had some coffee, a decaf coffee, and I've had water with electrolytes. And so I'll eat, maybe it's 10:50 Detroit, New York time, Eastern time, and I'll eat after this podcast. So, and then I'll probably eat some chili that we just made, or maybe some of the chicken, and I'll eat that around 4 o'clock before the party starts at 6:30. And I won't eat anything else. Now, I might have a cocktail tonight. We're going to make a punch, so I'll make a little bit of a punch, and I might have that. But I'll just have a little bit, and I'll drink water the rest of the night. So the drivers are metabolic, hormonal, and behavioral. This is why medications alone just don't fix it, because the liver is reflecting the body's entire environment, right? So the liver is kind of the filter for the whole body. So you need to take care of your body, please. When people are diagnosed with fatty liver disease, the conventional route often involves medications aimed at improving insulin sensitivity or reducing the inflammation. And one of the oldest is pioglitazone. I can't even say that right. Pioglitazone or Actose. It's been shown in clinical trials like the 2010 prevalence study to reduce liver inflammation and improve insulin sensitivity. But the trade-offs are real. Weight gain, fluid retention, and potential impacts on your bone density, particularly in postmenopausal women. Another intervention you'll hear about is vitamin E. A study in the New England Journal of Medicine found that 800 IUs, and be careful about not to go over on your vitamin E because it can become toxic. So a study in the New England Journal of Medicine found that 800 international units per day improved liver histology in non-diabetic adults with NASH. But high doses long-term may carry risks of bleeding or other side effects. So it must be used cautiously and under medical supervision. So stay within the 800 IU and be careful not to go over. And if you're eating really good, healthy foods, you're going to get it naturally, and you are going to get rid of your fatty liver disease just by eating a well-balanced diet. Now, in 2024, the FDA approved resmetirom, the first drug specifically for non-cirrhotic MASH, the more inflammatory form of fatty liver disease. Now, it works by activating your thyroid hormone receptors in the liver, improving how it processes fat. And clinical trials published in the Journal of Hepatology showed not only reductions in liver fat, but also improvements in fibrosis over 12 months. And recently, GLP-1 medications like semaglutide and tirzepatide, originally approved for diabetes and obesity, have shown promise in resolving liver inflammation and fat. And in 2021, NEJM trial reported that semaglutide led to significant NASH resolution in 59% of participants compared to 17% with placebo. So here's the nuance though. While medications can improve liver biomarkers, they don't teach your body to stay metabolically healthy. This is the same thing with semaglutides. People think that they can take semaglutides and they're going to lose all this weight. Well, they're losing all their muscle. And what's going to happen, when you lose your muscle, you also thin out your bones. And when that happens, now you're talking about fractures. And when people get fractures, they end up dying because they can't recover from a hip fracture or a bone fracture when we get older. So it's really important that you be careful about this. If you're not lifting weights, if you're not moving your body, if you're not doing yoga, if you're not doing weight bearing exercises, whether it's your body weight or 5 pounds, 10 pounds, work your way up, make it challenging all the time. Start for just 5 minutes, 5 minutes, right? Get up and do a bicep curl, do it with some water bottles, whatever you have, start today. Just start with some bicep curls and you're going to feel so much better. Do 10, do 20 of them. And then the next day, 5 minutes. Do some air squats. Next day, do some knee raises. Next day, do some planks. 5 minutes. That's all you need to do. Just do something if you're not doing anything today, right? Or just go out for a walk. Get out in nature. Nature is so good for you. So if the habits that you have don't change, if diet, stress, and sleep stay the same, the liver fat returns. So as a functional nutritionist, my goal isn't just to get your lab values down. It's to rebuild the metabolic flexibility that keeps your liver resilient for life, right? This is what we want, and this is what we want to help you achieve. One of the most encouraging things about fatty liver disease is this: the liver can heal. Unlike many organs, the liver is capable of regenerating new healthy tissue once the metabolic environment shifts, even after years of damage. A 2021 study published in Nature Reviews Gastroenterology and Hepatology confirmed that when liver fat and inflammation decrease, new hepatocytes or liver cells can replace damaged ones within weeks. Within weeks. So don't think that this is a end of your life thing that's going on. You can change it. The turning point comes when insulin resistance improves and fat oxidation increases, meaning your body starts burning fat efficiently instead of storing it in the liver. That's why lifestyle interventions, fasting, movement, and dietary changes are so powerful. They don't just reduce fat, they change the way your liver metabolizes energy. Let's start with the most foundational concept: metabolic flexibility. When you're metabolically flexible, your body easily shifts between glucose and fat for fuel. But when you're metabolically rigid, as in insulin resistance, you become glucose locked. The body depends on sugar constantly, and excess energy ends up stored as liver fat. So the goal isn't starvation. That doesn't work. People think that that works for weight loss, but I tell you what, you end up losing your muscle. You end up losing a lot of your bone mass. You need to eat to stay healthy, but you need to eat right. It's not, when you starve yourself, it's restraining your metabolism to burn fat again. And this is where fasting, meal timing, and nutrient density play transformative roles. So intermittent fasting isn't a fad. It's a metabolic reset button. Think about when we were cavemen, right? Do you think that these people just opened up a refrigerator and just ate whenever they wanted to? No, right? They had to hunt for their food, right? So, and they had to live in a life of living in a cave, or wearing the clothes of, from the animal skins, and they didn't have shoes. They had to run to catch their prey. They had to create tools so that they could, and they're constantly moving to create the tools and gather vegetables and fruits, whatever they had around their area. And they had to live on animal, animal meat, animal fats. And so if you're eating animal meat and animal fats, and particularly grass fed, not fed corn, I've said this before, the top 3 genetically modified items, which this is a science experiment going on, is corn, wheat, and soy. Right. And if you look at all your salad dressings, I never buy salad dressing. I only make my own with extra virgin olive oil and either red wine vinegar or balsamic vinegar, um, it, or lemon juice. Right. I mean, it just, make your own. Everything has soybean oil. And this is what it means when it's genetically modified is they can spray it with glyphosate. They can spray it with all these chemicals, and they'll finish the wheat right at the end with all these chemicals as they're pulling it off the field. And this stuff is causing so much damage to our bodies. This is why there's fatty liver disease. This is why there's an increase in diabetes, why there's an increase in heart disease, why there's an increase in all these metabolic diseases, because we have so much highly processed food. I can't stress it enough. Please stop eating the processed foods. Stop eating the processed foods. If you start to cook, do it on the weekends, right? We do it go shopping on Friday. It's amazing when you go shopping on Friday, get out of the mindset of like, oh, I'm so tired from my day, my work week. Get out of that mindset, because when you start eating whole foods, you're not tired like that. You have energy. You're like, okay, what am I going to do next? You have energy to move. You have energy to live. You have energy to enjoy life. You want to go out. You want to do more things. You don't want to sit and watch TV all day long. You want to get out and move your body. So intermittent fasting isn't a fad. It's a metabolic reset button. Studies from the University of Southern California and Harvard Medical School have shown that time-restricted eating can lower liver enzymes. It can improve insulin sensitivity, and it can reduce hepatic fat content within 8 to 12 weeks. 8 to 12 weeks. I mean, that is amazing. You just got to do a little bit of work. Don't even think about it as work. Think about it as this is loving yourself, loving your body, taking care of you. When you take care of you, you can take care of everybody else around you. In one clinical trial published in Cell Metabolism, participants who ate all their meals within a 10-hour window compared to those who ate over 14 hours showed significant improvements in liver fat and glucose tolerance, even without changing calories. When you fast, several things happen. Insulin levels drop, allowing fat breakdown. So if I eat between 10 and 6, that's an 8-hour window, right? If I eat between 11 and 6, that is a 7-hour window. Wait, yeah, that's a 7-hour window. If I eat between 10 and 4, right, that is a 6-hour window. The shorter you can make that window and fast, the longer, the better it is, because like people pay thousands of dollars to have stem cells, and you can do this naturally. You literally can fast for 17 hours, work your way up to it. Do a 12-hour fast, then the next day do a 13-hour fast, or the next week do a whole week of 12-hour fast, then go to a 13-hour fast, then go to, and don't snack. Stop snacking. Everybody used to talk about, oh, you need 5 meals a day. You do not need 5 meals a day. That's bullshit. Sorry to swear, but you do not need 5 meals a day. Do you think that the cavemen had 5 meals a day and open up and had their little snack drawers and pop up their open bag of whatever? And they had, no, they made a little fire. They cooked their meat over the fire. They had maybe some vegetables that they ate. They probably ate them mostly raw. There's just not, if you think about caveman days, eat that way. Now, granted, they didn't live long because there were unsanitary conditions. They didn't have soap and you're washing their hands. They didn't have medical care like we have today. They didn't know about, a lot of things that we know now about taking care of our body. So, they didn't, if you don't take care of your teeth, you can get Alzheimer's disease. You can get all kinds of other diseases. You gotta take care of your teeth. You got to brush them. You got to floss them daily. I have a whole routine. My girlfriend was teasing me about my whole routine that takes, she says a half hour. It doesn't take a half hour. I do, but it takes about 20 minutes, right? I water floss my teeth, then I brush my teeth, then I floss my teeth, then I scrape my tongue, and then I wash my face, and I might do a red light therapy on my face, or I might do a mask on my face, maybe a mud mask to pull out all the impurities in my skin, or I might do a vitamin C to help with any sun damage that I had from as a kid. So, and sun damage actually the more research is coming out that it's not actually from the sun, it's actually from the food that we eat and the damage that we have in our body. So I was on the birth control for several years, and that has caused all kinds of havoc. I had to repair my gut, and I repaired my gut because I had a leaky gut, and that was causing all kinds of like bloating issues. And it's amazing all these things that impact your body. So if you want any help with, if you got bloating going on, if you got pain in your knee, or pain in your hands, or your anywhere, I can help with all that stuff. You got fatty liver disease, you got heart disease, you got diabetes, type 2 diabetes. You got all, memory issues starting to go on. All of this stuff has to do with your gut. So when insulin levels drop, allowing fat breakdown, autophagy, this is where your body's cellular cleanup process happens. It turns on recycling damaged cells and reducing the inflammation. So autophagy, it happens around 16 to 17 hours when your body gets cleaned up. It happens around that time. And it starts to go around and cleaning up all these dead dead cells that are in your body. And at 24 hours, that's where you start to get stem cells. And so, and you have to drink water with electrolytes to make sure that you're getting your nutrients, your electrolytes in your body. Otherwise, you can get ill. But I've done a 3-day fast, and I'll probably be doing another one after the holidays. If you guys are interested, make sure that you message me on my website or message me here on Facebook that you're interested in it, and I will do a live, and we can talk every single day about the fast. And I would love to help you guys learn how to do this. So when you're doing this autophagy, the liver shifts from storing fat to burning it. So when you're doing this fasting, it really does amazing work. And so for most clients, I start with a 14 to 16 hour fasting window, depending on how experienced you are with it, and teach them how to break their fast strategically with protein, fiber, healthy fats to stabilize insulin. But here's something crucial. The timing of your meals matters just as much as the fasting window. So when you eat late at night, say after 8 p.m., your body's circadian rhythm shifts towards fat storage, not burning fat. So like last night, I was kind of a little hungry at 8:30. We're cooking all this food. I didn't go to bed till like, I don't know, 10:30 or something. And I was hungry at 8:30, but I said, you know what? I'm not going to eat that late. I'm going to have some water. And so I had some water, and sure enough, it disappeared. That's all it was, is I was thirsty. So you just listen to your body. And I was thirsty, like I'm thirsty right now. I'm going to have some water. But it's amazing what happens if you just try to listen and drink your water and keep your skin hydrated, keep your organs hydrated, keep your body hydrated. So a 2020 Cell Report study found that late night eating increased liver fat accumulation even at equal calorie levels. That's why front loading your calories, eating your largest meal earlier in the day, supports liver repair more effectively. I eat a huge breakfast. I have about a half a cup of cottage cheese, about a quarter cup of yogurt. I put in a bunch of chia seeds. I probably put in about an eighth or a quarter cup of chia seeds. It's a lot of chia seeds. That expands in your stomach and it makes you feel so full. I put in half an avocado. I put in organic berries. I put in grass-fed whey protein. I put in a peanut butter, organic non-GMO peanut butter powder. Peanuts are also highly genetically modified, so it's good to find a non-GMO organic peanut butter. So I put in that powder. It does have a little sweetener in it, but as long as it's a healthy sweetener, then it's fine. And healthy sweeteners, I can talk about that as well on another podcast, or I have talked about it already, of the different kind of and check out my website for effective information about the healthy sugars. So now let's talk about nutrients that actually repair the liver. The liver thrives on nutrient density, foods rich in antioxidants, amino acids, and compounds that enhance detoxification and fat metabolism. One of the most well studied patterns for liver recovery is a Mediterranean diet. A randomized control trial in hepatology found that a Mediterranean diet rich in extra virgin olive oil, fish like salmon, sardines, vegetables, and nuts and seeds reduced liver fat and improved insulin sensitivity in just 6 weeks. And here's why. The monounsaturated fats and extra virgin olive oil lower liver inflammation. And the polyphenols in greens and berries act like natural anti-inflammatories. Omega-3s from salmon, sardines, and chia seeds reduce triglycerides and activate fat-burning genes in the liver. I also take an omega-3 fish oil every morning. I have it on the counter. I put it in a shot glass. I add some water to it and I take the shot glass down, and then I might add a little bit more water to it to finish off the little bit of oil that was coated on the shot glass. And I love it. It's my Zenzino omega-3 fish oil and it does wonders for my body. I used to have to get shots in my left eye. I used to have really dry skin. I used to have diabetes, pre-diabetes, high triglycerides. I mean, all of this changed when I started taking and eating right, changing my diet and taking those omega-3s. So another thing is there's choline. It's a nutrient most people are deficient in. It's found in eggs, salmon, grass-fed meat or beef. Choline helps export fat from the liver. So if you can eat some eggs every day, like, or every other day, whatever, try to get some salmon in your diet, eat some grass-fed beef. Like our chili actually has grass-fed beef and pasture-raised turkey in it. And it's, oh my God, is it delicious. We put some ghost peppers in that my best friend Jen gave to us, that her son was growing. And ooh, it's a little spicy. So so without choline, triglycerides get trapped inside liver cells, worsening fatty liver. A 2018 American Journal of Clinical Nutrition study found that choline supplementation significantly decreased liver fat in women with metabolic syndrome. And then there's coffee, one of the most underrated liver protectors. Multiple meta-analysis show that drinking 2 to 3 cups per day, even decaf, reduces the risk of fibrosis and lowers ALT levels. Coffee's chlorogenic acids improve insulin sensitivity and promote glutathione production, that your body, it's your body's master antioxidant. And speaking of antioxidants, we can't forget glutathione, your liver's detox powerhouse. When your liver is overloaded, glutathione levels plummet. That's where foods like cruciferous vegetables like broccoli, cauliflower, kale, Brussels sprouts, they shine. I love to roast Brussels sprouts. I'll put some you know, pasture raised swine, pigs, and I'll cook the bacon. I like it really crispy. I cook it really, really crispy because there are parasites in pork. So you want to cook it really crispy. Anyway, they provide sulfur compounds that rebuild glutathione. So get your cruciferous vegetables, do your broccoli. I do my broccoli with grass-fed butter and garlic. I do my cauliflower with grass-fed butter and maybe some salt and pepper. I saute my kale with olive oil and chopped up garlic. My Brussels sprouts I love to roast in the oven. They all shine. They provide sulfur compounds that rebuild the glutathione in your body. And when I work with clients at Larson Health, we often build a 2-week liver reset around these foods, pairing them with fasting windows, hydration, targeted nutrients like NAC, milk thistle, and alpha lipoleic acid to support detox and mitochondrial repair. Now, let's talk about the unsung liver medicine. Exercise is medicine for your liver. Even without weight loss, it's the medicine for your liver. Studies from the American Journal of Physiology and Journal of Hepatology show that both resistance training and aerobic activity reduce liver fat independently of the scale. Here's how. Resistance training increases muscle glucose uptake, lowering insulin levels. If you need to, hire a personal trainer. If you need to, just like I said, start with 2 minutes, start with 5 minutes. You need to change your brain into not thinking that it's work. It is not work. It is love for your body. So start with 5 minutes and feel how good it feels to just do 5 minutes or just 2 minutes. Start somewhere. Get up every morning, just 5 minutes earlier, and start there. It's amazing what will change. So I decided to focus on my business instead of doing this new business venture where I'm going to make these highly organic, nutrient rich serums and face creams and body balm, and I'm going to provide this. They're not high cost. It actually cost me a lot less than what I'm buying out in the marketplace. And it's amazing what it's doing for my skin. I'm so excited to see that these natural skincare products are amazing for my skin. No more pimples. I had like what do you call it, little growths on my skin. It's removing the skin growths on my skin. They're just disappearing. It's amazing. And then the gray and puffiness under my eyes is improving. It's I've only been using it for about 3 weeks. So, but that's all improving. And I can't wait to see months from now how it all changes. And anyway, your resistance training increases muscle glucose uptake. Aerobic training enhances mitochondrial fat oxidation in the liver. And exercise also increases adiponetic and anti-inflammatory hormone that protects liver tissue. So sorry, adiponectin, an anti-inflammatory hormone that protects liver tissue. In practice, I recommend a combination of both, 3 resistant training sessions per week. Think full body, 30 minutes each if when you work your way up to that, plus daily walking or zone 2 cardio. So meaning zone 2 is you're getting your heart rate up a little bit and you are still able to have a conversation. So it's not really that hard of a workout, right? If you're just doing like knee raises and maybe you jump a little bit while you're doing it. Ladies, I used to think that jumping was not good for us, but more and more studies show that we need to jump in order to harden our bones and support the bones. All of this with weightlifting and weight bearing exercises helps our bones, helps our muscles, improves our metabolic health. The muscles take up more glucose, so that if you do want to have that cookie, or you want to occasionally have some kind of a drink, which even if you have alcohol, it's poison, right? It's just poison. It is what it is. I'm going to call it what it is. But we all like to join one occasionally. But I can tell you, if you're drinking on a regular basis, it's going to cause Alzheimer's disease. It's going to cause fatty liver disease. It's going to cause so many other metabolic problems. In one study, moderate exercise 3 times a week reduced liver fat by 25% in 12 weeks, even with no change in the diet. Could you imagine if you just did moderate exercise 3 times a week and you ate healthy, and how much of a difference it can make for your fatty liver disease? You can get rid of it completely. If you have fatty liver disease, or you're getting close to that, reach out to me and I can help you. So, and when you combine exercise with a clean anti-inflammatory eating pattern, you're stacking the deck in your favor for full reversal of fatty liver disease. So let's briefly touch on supplements. They're not magic pills, but the right ones can accelerate recovery when combined with lifestyle changes. Omega-3 fatty acids, the Zinzina one that I take is amazing. So if you want to know more, reach out to me. Doses of 2 to 4 grams per day. It depends on your body weight. So if you're a small person, you would take less. Like I take 2 teaspoons. My husband takes 4 teaspoons a day of the omega-3. And I can tell you that when I do my Function Health blood tests, my omega-3 is off the charts. I'm in the top 1 percentile of all Americans for my omega-3 fatty acids. And I still eat my salmon every now and then, but I take my omega-3s every day. So, and when you take your omega-3s with doses of 2 to 4 grams per day, it's been shown in multiple meta-analysis to lower liver fat and triglycerides. And vitamin E, in the right clinical context, can improve histology in non-diabetic patients, as the Pivens trials show. NAC, or N-acetylcysteine, supports glutathione synthesis, improving liver enzyme profiles. And milk thistle, or silmarin, has antioxidant and antifibrotic effects backed by dozens of human studies. And berberine, an alkaloid found in plants, enhances AMPK activity, mimicking the effects of metformin for insulin resistance. So all of these work best when guided by a practitioner or myself, who can monitor labs and ensure synergy rather than overlap. So I work directly with your practitioner, advising on what tests you need to get done, because a lot of doctors don't know what these tests are from functional nutrition on what we learn, so that you can get the right labs to understand what is happening. So let me share a story that still inspires me. A client named Sarah came to me 2 years ago with elevated liver enzymes, and an ultrasound confirmed diagnosis of fatty liver. She was exhausted, she was bloated, and stuck at the same weight for months. Together, we built a 90-day protocol, 14-hour fasting windows, a Mediterranean ketobiotic eating style, 3 resistant workouts per week, a targeted nutrients with choline, omega-3s, NAC, and greens powder. By month 3, her AST and ALT were back in the normal range. By month 6, her ultrasound showed no visible fat infiltration. Her doctor said, whatever you're doing, keep doing it. That's the power of giving your liver what it needs to heal. Not just medications, but metabolic restoration. So if you've been told you have fatty liver disease and you're just ready to protect your liver and metabolic long term, the process begins today. Step 1, remove the injury. No alcohol, no refined sugar, no late night eating. Step 2, rebuild with food. Focus on cruciferous vegetables, lean, grass-fed, or uh, organic meats and healthy fats like avocado, extra virgin olive oil, nuts and seeds, and real whole carbohydrates from plants. So think about bell peppers and those cruciferous vegetables and lettuces, kale, um, spinach. There's so many, and not flour. Don't do flour. Step 3, train your metabolism. Use fasting windows. Use resistance trainings and movement breaks throughout the day. And step 4, measure progress. Watch your energy, watch your digestion, and watch your clarity, not just the scale. Because when your liver heals, everything else gets easier. Inside Larson Health, I've created programs that help you rebuild your metabolism from the inside out. Whether you're struggling with fatty liver, insulin resistance, or hormone imbalance, we use structured meal plans, fasting frameworks, and functional nutrition to support and make it doable. You'll learn what to eat, when to eat, how to balance your blood sugar naturally. You'll also find hundreds of liver-friendly recipes and metabolic workouts at larsonhealthweightloss.com, all designed to nourish, not deprive. If you're ready for guided transformation, you can start with my Liver Reset coaching program. It's a 4-week experience that gives your body the blueprint to reverse fatty liver naturally, supported by evidence, accountability, and education, because your liver isn't broken. It's waiting for you to stop fighting it. So thank you for listening to the Larson Health Podcast. I'm Kim Larson, founder of Larson Health, and my mission is to help you restore your metabolism and rebuild your energy, one healthy step at a time. If this episode resonated, please share it with someone who needs hope. Subscribe on Apple Podcast or Spotify and visit larsonhealthweightloss.com to start your own liver recovery journey. Your body is capable of healing, and your liver, that incredible organ, just needs the right environment to do what it was designed to do, regenerate. So give it some love. You can listen to the Larson Health Podcast on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. You can watch the full episodes on YouTube, LinkedIn, and Facebook. Plus, follow along on Instagram and TikTok, where I share behind the scenes coaching insights, recipes, and hormone supportive strategies that make real health doable. And if you're ready to start your health to the next level, visit larsonhealthweightloss.com to learn more about personalized programs, hormone supportive meal plans, and one-on-one functional nutrition coaching where you can schedule with me. Thank you so much and have a great day and happy Halloween.